I do in the name of the Almighty God. Swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee touching the matter in issue shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you very much.
Let's start with Gira Senior High. And kindly introduce yourselves to the committee.
Honorable Chair, I'm Primus Barrow, the headmaster for Gira Senior High School.
I'm Devo Richards, accountant.
Honorable Chair, I'm Bismarck Anabakandi, Director Internal Audit, Ghana Education Service, Headquarters.
I'm Honorable Chair, I'm Razak Abdul Kora, the Acting Regional Director, Upper West Region.
Thank you very much. Girapa, you have only one issue in the report, paragraph 546 of the report. And it's about award of contracts above head of entity threshold. So, Girapa, you awarded a contract costing 99,814 Ghana cedis, which is above your threshold. According to the auditors, you claim that the entity tender committee was not functional. So you should have referred this contract to the district tender review board for approval. That was also not done. So they are recommending that the head of the school should be sanctioned in line with the provisions of Section 92 of Act 63 as amended. So, Mr. Headmaster, first of all, do you now comply with the procurement law?
We have, Honorable Chair.
Auditors, can you confirm that they now comply with the law?
Honorable Chair, currently they are complying with the procurement laws.
Mr. Headmaster, is it the second or the third time that you are cited for procurement breach?
I think
Is it the first, second, or third time?
Honorable, this is the second. It was last year I was cited and I vowed not to return to it.
You vow not to, but you have.
Honorable Chair, under some explainable reasons.
Headmaster, if you respond that the entity tender committee was not functional, whose responsibility is to make it functional?
Certainly, as the head of the entity, that should be my interest.
So, you know the obvious question. Why are you trying to benefit from your own, if like, negligence?
Honorable Chair, is it in this specific situation? Otherwise, I think it was an oversight.
No, it was not. Especially, you have said that you have been warned before. You have been warned before. The obvious thing you should have done is to go and quickly make sure that the entity tender committee is functional. And then it seems to be okay with it.
Honorable Chair, this particular incident, like I indicated, indeed from 2021, we put in place the structures. But this particular infraction, it was under a certain unique arrangement. And I don't know whether you want me to explain. Otherwise, it was under those circumstances that we breached. But it's not as if, as at the time it occurred, the committee was not in existence.
Explain, please.
Honorable Chair, this particular program was under the School Secondary Education Improvement Plan, the SEIP. And this particular contract was actually determined from the headquarters. And schools were instructed to issue the award letters. And in fact, initially, we even thought the payments were going to be done at that level. So that was what we did. But later on, the monies were paid into our accounts, and we only asked to pay the money to the contractor. That was how it was occasioned.
What were the things involved? What did you contract for?
Classroom furniture.
Classroom furniture.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Was it delivered from Accra?
They were delivered from Accra.
Okay. But you paid for it?
Yes, the monies was paid into our accounts.
And then you paid for it?
Then we paid to the contractor.
Okay. I'm sure you will not do that again. It doesn't mean that you should continue flouting the laws concerning procurement. Thank you, Chairman.
All right. So you hope that you will not be cited again for procurement breach.
Honorable Chair, I'm still sticking to my vow. Never shall it happen again.
The first one, were you referred to, did we refer you for prosecution?
I think it was, you referred us to the, yes, I think to Attorney.
For Attorney General?
Yes, please.
You've not been contacted yet?
No, please.
Okay, that one still hold. When they contact you, you go to court. But we'll not add anything to it. Let's deal with that one first. Okay, that'll be all for you at this charge.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Dafiama Senior High. Kindly introduce yourself.
Honorable Chair, my name is Dambia Osbert Salifu, Headmaster Dafiama Senior High.
Baur Nicholas, Accountant.
Thank you for coming. You also have only one issue. That is also same like that of Girapa. It's also on award of contract above entity threshold, and the same amount, 99,814. Have you also been cited for procurement breach before this one?
Honorable Chair, no, please.
Okay. So it means that you have been doing the right thing, apart from this one, which, according to the explanation we got from Girapa, you did not have too much control over it. Auditors, can you confirm that they've been complying with the law, apart from this one?
Honorable Chair, we can confirm that.
Dafiama, you are discharged. You can go.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Holy Family. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Honorable Chair, I'm Father John Bosco Chair, Holy Family Headmaster.
Honorable Chair, I'm Hilia Basula Agnes, the accountant, Holy Family Senior.
Okay. Holy Family, have you been cited for procurement breach before this one?
Yes, Honorable Chair, but it was a liability I inherited from my outgone headmistress.
And you have been referred to Attorney General for prosecution?
No, Honorable Chair.
Okay. Director Internal Audit, this transaction is from headquarters. So how come the assemblies, no, the schools were made to award a contract for which they are cited?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. This issue has not come to my notice. I would have to follow up and then check how it occasioned. As at now, I'm not privy to date, so I'll find out and then update you, Honorable Chair.
Because this could have been, contract could have been awarded at headquarters and ask the supplier to deliver the furniture to the various schools.
Yes, please. So that's why I'm saying I'll have to follow up and then confirm. Thank you.
Holy Family, you are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
War Technical. Do you have War Technical Institute? Your name is here, so where are they?
Honorable Chair, they came and registered, but later came back and said their names were not part of the people invited.
Okay.
That was what he told me, and they left.
So how come they came? Where did they get the information from?
That they got a letter from the Director General TVET service that they should come.
Anyway, I'm not actually getting the War Technical to here, so it's only War School for the Deaf which is here.
Yes.
All right, let's go to St. Francis Girls. St. Francis Girls. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Honorable Chair, my name is Sister Martha Kello, Headmistress, St. Francis Girls Senior High, Jarapa.
I'm Josephine Donyel, the accountant.
Okay, you're welcome. You have one issue, paragraph 538, Vice Chairman will take it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Madam, we have outstanding rent of 3,120 Ghana cedis. What has happened to this amount?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The amount has been recovered and paid into the recovery account.
Auditors, could you confirm, please?
Honorable Chair, the outstanding amount has since been recovered and paid same.
All right. Madam, curious, how much is rent per month?
Honorable Chair, it was agreed upon to pay something for maintenance. Which was 20 cedis agreement to pay for maintenance. The rent has been an issue that is ongoing. According to the staff, the teachers, the unions are trying to work out rent issues with government not to pay the rent. So it has not been settled yet.
So 20 cities, what would that get you? 1 bedroom or 2 bedrooms?
20 cities is for 2 rooms.
Okay, I'm moving out there. Thank you. Auditors, you've confirmed, right? Thank you.
Yeah, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Madam Headmistress, as far as I know, normally rent is a component of one's salary. So that if you belong to an organization or you work for government, for that matter, and you are given accommodation, then in most cases, you lose the rent component of your salary. Or if in an educational institution, the rent is lower than your rent component of your salary, because it could be used, as an incentive, to teachers. It's deducted at source even before you are paid the salary. Is it not the case, in your school? So that this question of people defaulting, should not, normally even arise.
Honorable Chair, may I come in here? In the case of teachers in the various schools, the rent is not deducted at source. I think controller has had issues because there are times when the teacher leaves the bungalow and the rent continues. There are some, when they even also enter, they take some time before they submit inputs for deduction. So it was agreed that at the school level, they should take the rent and then maintain the, but as of now, but per the law, there's a percentage that you are supposed to pay for rent. And that's why when it came here, Chairman said we should discuss, look at the locations of the accommodation and the various types of accommodation and make proposal for approval, which we are working on, trying to categorize the accommodation according to the number of rooms and then where they are located. Then we can make proposal for approval. Thank you.
All right, so that will be all for St. Francis Girls. You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Let's have Ulo. Ulo, not Kalio. Ulo. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Adams Issa is my name, Headmaster, Ulo Senior High.
You are a Lone Ranger, right?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
All right. So your issue is also only one. It's a failure to remit taxes withheld. On 4 payments, The total amount is 859.
That's a difference.
859. Yes. Is that your issue?
Honorable Chair, no, please. Is the secondary education improvement project issue, as in that of Gira Senior High, Dafiama Senior High, and the others?
Hold on.
Honorable Chair, paragraph 456 to 550.
Okay, I've seen it now. So yours is similar, but yours, the figure is more than the other ones. You had a 99,000 and then you have 54,000.
That's correct, Honorable Chair.
Were the furniture provided by the supplier?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Okay. All right, so I will ask you a further question. Yes.
Grateful, sir.
You're discharged.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
But auditors, help me with this paragraph. Six 516 on page 119. Which school is that? OLL. That's in Upper East. Which school is that? Which school? The name? Is it?
St. John, I think it's St. John's.
Oh, OLL is different. All right. Well, when they come, we'll get a full name. All right. Let's have Wa School for the Deaf. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
My name is Andreas Komala Gomeko.
Come again.
Andreas Komala Gomeko, headmaster of Wa School for the Deaf.
Okay.
I'm Yenge Gifty, the accountant.
All right, you're welcome. You have one issue, paragraph 551. Honorable Sampson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Is bulk breaking of procurement order. This issue has to do with 10 separate contracts in the sum of 342,415 cities for the supply of food items. But what they did was that I think they break the contract into 10 suppliers in order to meet the approval of the threshold. So the figures are there, and to cover the total amount, figures moving from 70,000, 15,000 to 70,000, to avoid being victims of exceeding the threshold. And the situation does not promote transparency. That is what the auditors are saying. So I think the recommendation that they should be sanctioned according to the 92 of the Act 663 as amended. So it's a bulk procurement break. Scheming, serious scheming. So this is what is happening. Can you explain to the committee why you've decided to do that?
Actually, I've management has desist from that practice, and the justification is in the 2023 letter from management, which is without that infraction. I have taken over barely 3 months ago. So, if my accountant can...
When you took over assets and liabilities. So, taking over just 3 months ago is not an issue.
Yes,
but this particular sheet, do you agree with the committee that it's a serious break of procurement order?
I'm saying that management had desist from...
So, did you, yes or no? Did you agree?
I agreed.
With the infraction?
I agreed.
That a serious offense?
I agreed.
You agree with that?
Yes.
Chairman, we are in your hands. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, I have a bit of a challenge here. And I think we must look at the issue critically. The headmaster might not have committed any infraction as such, because this is procurement for food items. Normally, if you are ordering, a mono item.
Honorable Minister, I will not allow you to continue. You might be providing information or answer to the issues being raised by the auditors.
Yes.
But if you can put it into a question to them, what items did they procure?
Yes, okay.
Then you can come to that
conclusion.
Well,
I wanted to come from that side. Okay, but I get you. Okay, Mr. Headmaster, this is a procurement of food item, okay? So you were not, okay, what items were you procuring? That constitute the food, total food items that you bought.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Our items range from rice, maize, dry okra, gari, pepper, small fish.
Then, Mr. Chairman, I want to address the question that I wanted to put to the headmaster. These are various items. It could even, if he was allowed to go on, it could even involve meat items and all that. Is it your normal practice that all these items should go to one supplier? Is it a normal practice?
Mr. Chair, I would like my accountant to respond to that.
Let me reframe the question to be easier for you. Is it normal that all food items should go to one supplier?
No. One supplier cannot get all.
Okay. If that is the situation, is it not prudent to get, say, a supplier for rice, a supplier for meat, supplier for, say, vegetables? Is it not the case?
No. Actually, one supplier can supply at least 4 or 5 of the items, then other one to supply. Doesn't it? So, no, we don't have one supplier.
So therefore,
order.
So therefore, in your estimation, is it an offense to get 3 or 4 suppliers to provide your food needs?
It's not an offense. It's not an offense. Because it's not an offense at all.
Yes. Then, Mr. Chairman, then I come to my question. Then I come to my question.
You have all along been asking questions. They are all your questions.
Yes. Okay. So, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, so if a headmaster wants to get, a list of food items, supplied to his school, and he gets 4, 5 different contractors to supply them, and provided he goes through the relevant procurement processes, does it amount to, breaking bulk? Does it amount to that? Has the headmaster done anything wrong in this matter?
Who are you asking?
Chairman, I am throwing it to the committee. Is it an infraction?
Let me conclude.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Order.
Yeah,
No, order.
I thought I should continue with
It's okay.
Is it an infraction?
No, if it is
It's
on
okay.
time. If it is
Minister, you tried. You tried probably to help them. But I think that the answer that the headmaster gave, that one supplier cannot supply this, and he even gave number of 3 or 4 items, it is not true. A businessman in Ghana, anything you ask me to supply, you will supply. I want my money. It's for me to go to the market and buy the thing and come and supply you. And you pay me. I make my interest, my profit. So there is no law that says that as a businessman, you cannot supply all these items. No, which law? Huh? There are companies who are general merchant. They supply anything. It's a matter of going through the procurement process. Say, I want this item to be supplied. You get quotation from all the suppliers. They will all give their quotation. You select the best. That one supplier will go and supply all the items, and you pay the person. Breaking of bulk is something that happens if there is disagreement between the accountant and the head to benefit them. So that they don't go to the procurement process. Okay? Now, if this supplier can supply and you can make some money out of it, it's something that they do. But the main reason for breaking the bulk is to avoid going through the procurement process. Some you can make money on it, some you cannot. But once you do it, the assumption is that you are doing it to avoid the process, for that matter, to enrich yourself. So, you cannot break the bulk purchase into pieces. Now, you said earlier on that after this, you are not doing the right thing. Are you not now asking the one supplier to supply all these items?
No, now we have as many as 4.
4 of them.
4 suppliers. Yeah.
And you go through the procurement process.
Yes, Honorable Chairman.
That is what we want you to do, the right thing, to go through the procurement process. But once you break the bulk, it's an offense which is punishable. We can decide to refer you for prosecution. But I will not refer you.
So, Mr. Chairman, so if now he's resorting to 4 suppliers, doesn't it also amount to the fact that different people are supplying? Does it mean that still...
If he goes through the procurement process,
yes,
the 4 suppliers provided the quotations,
yes,
and they select the best,
yes,
and he ended up doing that, the 4 of them as supply, it will not amount to breaking bulk. It means that they have gone through the process to select the best supplier.
So, Mr. Chairman, was it the case that what they did, they didn't go through the process?
Yeah, they didn't go through. They didn't go through. That's why they broke it, so that they give in bit to the 10 suppliers. Auditors, can you help?
Mr. Chairman, the bulk breaking, the issue is this. See, there is threshold issues. If the head of entity realizes that the threshold is going beyond him to the entity tender committee, then they will reduce the amount. They will break the box so that the total amount can stay within the head of entity's threshold for approval to be given. But if they combine them, it has to move to a higher level of approval, which is the entity tender committee. Yes, and if they don't want it to go to the entity tender committee, that is why where they break the bulk, so that if the threshold is maybe 100,000, they can make it 99,500 to stay within the the approval level of the head of entity. That is exactly what happens. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for explaining the issue, and I'm sure the former minister has now fully appreciated the reason, so that they can stay within their level. As a former minister for road, there are some projects that the amount is something that you can sit in your office and approve. There are some, once beyond your level, they might go to a tender committee. So have you broken it down so that all of them remain within your level to approve? No, you haven't done that. But that is what they did.
If it's a question of threshold, that is a different issue.
That is exactly the point is here.
Yes, okay. If that is what they did, then I will understand it. But I thought that they were trying to get
all right.
No.
So, one school for the deaf. Make sure you do the right thing. Don't go and break the bulk in order to remain within your threshold. Once it's above your threshold, refer to the higher authority to approve.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You are discharged.
Thank you.
Khalil. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
I'm Kangma Bella, the headmistress, Ulo Senior High Technical School.
My name is Baba Abdurrahim Salifu, accountant.
You're welcome. You have only one issue.
Thank you, Honorable.
Paragraph 546, which is on the same issue about award of contract above head of entity threshold. You also have two. One is 50,000. One is 99,116. Has the contractor supplied the furniture to the school?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
And then the payment were made from your school?
Yes, please.
Where did you get the money from?
We thought they were going to pay it, but they paid the monies into our accounts, and we signed the checks for the contractors to pick, Honorable.
It's just like the other one, so that'll be all for you. You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
St. Augustine Senior High Technical. Yeah. Kindly introduce yourself.
Honorable Chair, I'm Kambutu Francis Xavier, the headmaster.
I'm Poba Adama, accountant.
Thank you for coming. Paragraph 546, ranking.
It's also procurement beyond your threshold. Is it the same thing as others? The supply of furniture?
Yes, please, Honorable Chair. Yes, please, Honorable Chair.
Have you ever been cited for procurement breach?
Not at all.
Thank you, Chairman.
That'll be all for your discharge.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Now, Navrongo Technical Institute. Do you have Navrongo Technical? Navrongo Senior High. Navrongo Senior High. You have registered. Is it Navrongo Senior High?
Mr. Chairman, if I'm given the opportunity, my schools have all been exhausted.
So you can leave. You also discharge.
Thank you.
Let's have Upper East. Let's have Upper East Regional Director now.
What is he doing that the schools are not cited?
They've done something right.
Or he's done something wrong. That is what
Thank you, Honorable.
Okay, do we have Sandeman Technical Institute? Sandeman, please come. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Bright Lawe, Regional Director of Education, Upper East.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes. Put on the mic.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. My name is Margaret Azuma Awuni, Principal of Sandar Technical Institute.
You're the principal?
Yes, please.
How old are you?
44.
40?
4.
Hey. You are looking like some 31-year-old girl.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay, that's okay. There is.
I am Roland Abio, the accountant, Sandar Technical Institute.
And you two, how old are you? I've asked your principal, so I want to ask you too.
I'm getting to 50 years.
All right. You have one issue, which is procurement without procurement plan. Do you now draw procurement plan, and do you follow the plan? Put on the mic.
Yes, I do.
Auditors, can you confirm?
Honorable Chair, they are now doing it.
All right, that'll be all for you, your discharge. Let's have Zami. Your discharge.
Thank you.
Your discharge.
Thank you, Honor.
Zami Senior High Technical. Zami.
Chairman, please, there is an infraction in
Again?
paragraph 481.
48. Oh, Madam, please come back. 481.
It's a different one.
Now, this one, the 481, it's Senior High, Sandeman Senior High School. Is that for the Technical Institute? Yes. Auditors, this is Sandeman SHS. So,
Chairman, that is true.
yeah, so it's not for you, you are discharged.
Thank you.
Do we have the Zami here? Zami Senior High. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Anawa Simon Amalka. My name, Mr. Chairman. Headmaster, Zami Senior High Technical School, Bolga.
Adongo Steven Abio, the accountant.
Thank you for coming. You have one issue in paragraph 490, Vice Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Zamsi, you have 107 students who owe books, 816, and the value is 24,480. Have you collected these books?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Out of the number mentioned, we have been able to retrieve the books from the students with the exception of only 32 students that are left, and we are working very hard to retrieve the books from them. Thank you, sir.
How many books did you retrieve?
We retrieved 176. 75, please.
So you have over 600 books outstanding.
Chairman, respectfully, I'm sure he's talking about the number of students that they've taken the books from, 175.
The number of students listed here is 107. And the books, 816. So on the average, every student owes maybe about 8 books.
Yes, Chairman, that's exactly what he's saying. That is left with 32 students to submit the books they've taken away.
Now, the 32 students, how
Yes,
many
please.
books, do they owe?
Thank you, Chairman. Integrated Science Textbook, Social Studies.
How many books?
Okay. Yeah, the result will be 32 times all the books left. 32 times 4.
Mr. Headmaster, when you put on the mic, leave your hand from there. Your hand is still touching the thing, okay?
Okay, thank you. They were each given 4 books. So the 32 students left now owes 32 times 4. That will give you the total number of books left to be taken from them.
Sir, my math over here is different. 107. 128. Are you the accountant, sir?
Yes, please. Yeah, sir, per the audit report, they were 311, and 104 students brought in their books, leaving 207. So out of the 207 students, we have been able to retrieve books from 175 students, leaving only 32 students.
It's not the number of students that I'm worried about. I'm worried about the books.
Oh.
The books.
34 times 4. 32 times 4. 28.
Auditors, could you help us out over here, please?
Honorable Chair, They've just given us some documents, but when you compare even with what we have, in fact, the differences is too much that we cannot reconcile. Here they are talking of 207 students when we reported 107. Then they are talking of 175 students providing their books, leaving 32, which the details are not even here. So we need to reconcile seriously.
Headmaster.
Yes, Chairman.
No, this is Dr. Park.
Okay.
You see,
Honorable Park.
No, Chairman has given me permission. Good. You see, we know that one student can be assigned more than one book. And that is why the information you are giving is not fit for purpose. So giving us the number of students who have taken books is not sufficient. We need to know the number of books outstanding. That is more important for our work compared to the number of students who have books that they have not submitted. Because one student can have 2 books or 3 books. So if that were to be the case, assuming, and the number of students you have indicated, how can we be sure that every student owes you 1 book? And that is why the auditors cannot work with the information you have given. And that is the difficulty that the committee is having. So what we need from you is the number of books, not the number of students. But you have turned it upside down. So you need to do that work and furnish the auditors with the information.
Thank you, Chairman.
Let me.
As I mentioned.
Let me ask from the accountants. According to you, the number of students who owe the school books is 207 students.
Yes, please.
Then you were able to recover the book from 175. Now, the 207 students, how many books do they owe the school in total?
The total should be 816 per.
Don't answer with should be. Give me a definite answer.
Per the management letter, 816 books. So as at now, what we are left is 128.
So 816 per management letter.
Yes.
Do you agree with that figure in the management letter?
Yes, because each student owes 4 books.
But it doesn't follow like that. Then if each student owes 4 books and the number of students involved is 207, there should be 828, not 816. 207 times 4 will give you 828. So, but you agree that 207 is the 207 in the management letter? Students.
Honorable Chair, what is in the management letter is 311 students.
311 students.
And out of the 311 students, they reported 104 have submitted, leaving 207 students. So out of the 207, we have been able to retrieve the 4 books per student from 175 students,
now
leaving 32, which is 128 books that are left.
Let me come to the auditors. Auditors, according to the accountant, per the management letter, the number of students that owe book is 300 and something, and not 107 that you have captured in the report. Can you reconcile this?
Honorable Chair, we don't have the management letter here.
Accountant, do you have the management letter here? Accountant, do you have the management letter here?
Yeah, since I brought it, I have to.
Yes, go and bring it. This one will interrogate you, Philly.
Honorable Chair, I'm sorry, I didn't find it. It seems I didn't bring it.
Mr. Accountant.
Yes, Honorable Chairman.
You thought you brought it, but you didn't bring it.
You went there to go and look into something. We don't know what you went to look into. Can you go and bring your bag?
Sir.
Today, I'm a custom officer. I'll look into your bag.
Honorable Chair, you know, I'm studying for my exam, so when I'm moving, I move with my books. And so I thought when I was picking the documents, I added it there. But what I rather have is the document I submitted to the auditors.
Auditors, they claim they have recovered the books. It's left with only 128 books from 32 students. Can you confirm that?
Honorable Chair, per the document that they just submitted, we can confirm that, but because we've not reconciled with them, that is where the problem is. But they've given us a document which shows that it's left with 32 students.
All right. Make sure you retrieve the book from the students.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I think that's all.
That'll be all for Sandeman Technical. Zami Senior High Technical School. You are discharged.
Okay, thank you.
Let's have Batanga Senior High. Batanga Senior High. Batanga Senior High, please hurry up. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Honorable Chair, I am Anthony Adimazoya, Headmaster, Batanga Senior High School.
And I am Ayembisa Peter, the accountant.
Thank you for coming. You have a number of issues. The first one, paragraph 486, Vice Chairman will take it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Now, the first one, you paid for some items, 66,928 Ghana cedis and 50 pesos. And the auditors are saying that we noted the headmaster, Mr. Alpha Bayek Ababu, and the accountant, Mr. Ayamga, approved and paid a total of amount of 66,928 Ghana cedis on 10 payment vouchers for supply of various goods and services. Our further checks confirmed that the items were not supplied to the school. Management could not produce any evidence of the supply, receipt, issue, and use of these items, and is listed below. Did you get these items?
Honorable Chair, I would like my accountant to support me.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman. Indeed, as at the time the audit was being conducted, the storekeeper had some health challenges. So she was not very regular at school. Nonetheless, they had received the items through the SRV, but they were not attached to the payment vouchers for the auditors to go through. Subsequently, we have found those store receipt vouchers, and we have attached same to the payment vouchers, Mr. Chairman.
So the stores person, but he didn't have any evidence of receipt at the time the auditors were there.
Mr. Chairman, I'm sure because of her ill health, she was unable to provide the attachments. But after the management letter was issued, we went into the documentations and we found that they had received all the items. So subsequently, we attached them to the payment vouchers, Chairman.
Sir, I'm not convinced at all. This sounds a little fishy over here. Ill health, and the auditors came there to look for these items, and nobody could give them the documents. It was after they left. You had 30 days after the management letter, and within that 30 days, you couldn't find these documents.
Chairman, it was after the 30 days that we looked into the records and we found from the store received voucher that the storekeeper indeed received and acknowledged receipt of same. But unfortunately, she was unable to submit same as at the time of the audit.
Why didn't you look into the records at the time the auditors were there? For you to allow the auditors to leave before you go into the records to look for the documents.
Mr. Chairman, I said that the storekeeper was not well. At a point, she could not even walk well. At a point, she was unable to cooperate because of the pain she was going through. So the assistant had to now go through the records because they had issued the management letter. And that is where we got to realize that most of the items were properly receipted, except that they were not attached.
So the records were found not by the storekeeper, but the assistant.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So my question was that at the time the auditors were looking for those documents, was the assistant not available to go into the records to look for the document?
Mr. Chairman, the assistant was available.
So the question is, why didn't the assistant go at that time to look for the document?
Mr. Chairman, you know, the head of the stores is the storekeeper, and she was the one keeping all these records. So the assistant didn't have the opportunity to go through her record to have gotten this until the management letter was issued, and upon the realization that that was the query, we had to get the storekeeper to go through the documents, the assistant storekeeper to go through the documents. That is why we got some of the attachments and attached to the PVs.
And have you given them to the auditors?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Auditors, were you given the document and were those documents satisfactory?
Honorable Chair, before coming here, we normally even do a follow-up. And when we went there, no document was given to us. We are even surprised what they are saying today. We don't know whether it was yesterday that they got a document or what. And the regional auditor is here, so he can also attest to that.
Honorable Chair, I must say that this particular school is one of the schools that gave us serious challenge when we were conducting the audit. There was no cooperation at all. The matron was not talking to the headmaster and also not talking to the storekeeper. The storekeeper was not talking to the matron. So whatever information you wanted, nobody was ready to assist. And when you look at their infrastructure, I think my colleagues here will find it difficult to respond to any of them because they had a lot of issues that they could not respond to them. And even the follow-ups, we went there, nobody could assist us to do the follow-up as well.
Who is Mr. Yamba?
Chairman, Mr. Ayamga is on transfer to another school.
He was accountant?
Yes, Chairman.
And some 5,850 was paid to him for payment for 6 gallons of vegetable oil and 7 bags of sugar.
Yes, Chairman. Chairman, regional auditor, I personally submitted these documents to the zonal auditor who received and went through it, and I even made photocopies for his attention.
Who is the zonal auditor? What's the name?
Farouk.
Come again.
Farouk.
Farouk.
Yes, Chairman.
Regional auditor, is there anybody called Farouk in your office?
Mr. Chairman, but he's not here at the moment.
Give me his number. I'll call him right now.
When did you give the papers to Farouk?
Give me Farouk's number. Let me call him.
Hey, hello. Give it off air. Let someone write it down.
Yeah, bring that number to me.
Because you are live on TV and everybody is watching you. Write the number for us, please.
The auditor's number?
Yeah, Farouk's number. We are getting it from the regional auditor.
Are you the former DC?
Yes, Chairman.
For Bongo?
Yes, Chairman.
And you promised us Bongo water you never brought.
Chairman, after the show, I will provide the water.
You promised 3 years ago, we didn't get it.
Your calling is busy. Please try again later.
We'll get him.
The number you called has not answered. Please call back later. The number you called has...
Regional auditor, can they call Farouk for me?
What do you want to ask him? Whether he received it?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The auditors, this goes to the auditors. The auditors, you made a categorical statement that upon your checks, and I believe that you made diligent checks. You have confirmed that the items were not supplied to the school. What kind of checks did you make to give you that confirmation? Because it's a serious statement.
No, let's finish Farouk's question first so that we don't mess up the listening. Farouk, introduce yourself to the committee.
Chairman, good afternoon, and members. I'm Farouk Zakaria, acting district auditor for Navrongo.
All right, thank you very much. Have you received any document from the accountants of the Batanga Senior High?
Yes. Over the weekend, the accountant came.
Which weekend?
That was Saturday specifically.
Okay.
With the documents in respect of the stocks of items that wasn't accounted for per the report for 2022. And the fact also is that he was not the accountant then. So as at the time he came, he made attempts to establish the real issues. And what he has come to establish is that the issue had to do with records. Some of them were donated items. Others were items that were procured by the school itself. And that the storekeeper then also was taken ill along the line. That caused some gaps in records keeping in terms of the SRV and how the items were issued to the kitchen. And for us as auditors, once we review your records and we can get the trace of the items up to where it is eventually consumed, we will not be able to, conclude that the items were actually used as they should be. So the conclusion or the understanding of the auditors was the fact that those items were not accounted for. So he has come with SRVs and booklets to show to me that actually then the items were actually taken on charge, but the issuing gradually to kitchen for them to be used to feed the students, that was what was not done.
So when you got the document on Saturday,
yes,
what did you do after that?
I couldn't have done much then because these were things that had occurred in the past. So I told him, when we get here, it will be in your own interest to explain to the committee how it occurred and the fact that the auditors perhaps misunderstood the issues.
In the normal circumstance, would you have reported this to your regional auditor?
Harry, thank you, Chairman. I would have done so just by phone brief because by then we were putting together these things to be able to travel here. So it wasn't too easy, and Harry is also busy with Auditor General's notes for 2023 which we are all feeding him. So, in fact, it's not too easy to be calling him here and there on these things.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Accountant, you told this committee earlier on that when the management letter was issued and you got to know that these were the issues that were contained in the management letter, the assistant storekeeper then went into the records and got the documents which you submitted to the auditors. Is that what you told the committee earlier on?
Mr. Chairman, as part of my explanation, I mentioned that.
So, when was the management letter issued?
I'm trying to off it.
Chairman, the management letter was issued before I went to the school.
I say when. I'm not saying when you went to the school. When was the management letter issued?
Chairman, I do not have the date with me.
Why should you tell the committee that when the management letter was issued and the issue then came to your knowledge, the assistant storekeeper then went to the record and got the document, if you don't know when the management letter was issued?
Mr. Chairman, I went and met that situation. So, as part of my work, having taken over, you need to look at the audit report, the audit file, the things that need your attention, you begin to do them. That is how I got to realize that some things were selected for Auditor General's attention. Then subsequently, I realized that the 5 of such issues have been cited for Public Accounts Committee. Then I had to search to look for this.
When did you submit the document to the auditors?
Mr. Chairman, we responded to the management letter earlier, but the attachments that I found are submitted to him on Saturday, like he said.
Because you are coming to Public Accounts Committee. So you went and manufactured a document and gave them to the auditor. If you have gotten this document, or a genuine document in the earlier, you'd have waited till Saturday for you to submit them to the auditors. We will not accept those documents. We are going to surcharge you for this amount. We will surcharge you. In fact, the management, the headmaster of the school, the accountant of the school, and the storekeeper, you are going to pay the 66,928 within 1 month. Pay the money, share the money, and pay within 1 month. In fact, auditors, take note of this, report to Parliament, to the committee. If they don't pay, we'll make a recommendation to the House for action to be taken against you.
Well noted, Chairman.
Use the mic.
That is the question I wanted to ask to arrive at this conclusion, because the auditors have confirmed, categorically that the items were not even supplied to the school. So this generation of documents, only 2 days ago, it's a joke. It's a joke. You are only issuing documents to cover, what was done. Yes, you manufactured the document because the auditors was there. The auditors were there. The auditors were there, and during the auditing, they confirmed that the items were not even supplied to the school. So these documents were just generated, to cover the items. Was that not the case? Was that not the case?
That's the case.
Thank you. Honorable Member, let's move to the next one. Paragraph 490, Samson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On the 10 textbooks, Balgat Secondary, the issue here has to do with 22 students and 22 books. The monetary value is 660. Have you been able to retrieve the books?
Mr. Chairman, we have retrieved the books. We have put all the books in the library for the use or the benefits of the rest of the students.
Auditors, can you confirm this? No. Yes, we can confirm the retrieval of the books. Thank you.
Come on, we are done, 20%. Thank you. Paragraph 494. Unaccounted foodstuffs. Batanga Senior High. I think what the regional auditor is saying is being displayed in the reports. Now, the review of the school record shows that food items issued from the store were higher than the actual quantity received by the matron. This resulted in unaccounted food amounting to 27,101 Ghana cedis. We recommended that the total amount of 27,101 should be recovered from the storekeeper and same paid into the designated bank account of the school. Have you recovered the money from the storekeeper?
Mr. Chairman, the storekeeper has made some payments. She started paying in October, and as at March, she has made some payment as well.
How much did he pay? Fully?
No, Mr. Chairman. So far, she has paid 4,581 Ghana cedis, 50 pesos.
Do you have a payment plan with him or her?
The payment plan was scheduled is with the Yoko, because Yoko invited her over this matter. She was arrested, and then she was granted bail. So she has an arrangement or a payment plan with Yoko.
So Yoko is the one that is receiving the money from her?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Auditors, can you confirm?
Honorable Chair, we don't have any documentation to that effect.
So can you provide auditors with evidence of that after your discharge? Then you provide
Yes,
it to them?
Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
I have a copy of the payment, the deposits has done,
Okay.
and our implementation status, we have quoted the cash deposit numbers. So I have it here, we can give it to them, even though we had given the one earlier to the team.
All right. Paragraph 498, Honorable Ajay Boatin.
Thank you, Chairman. This one has to do with food items not accounted for, amounting to 302,872 Ghana cedis. And this is in the case of a donation by an anonymous NGO, totaling 288,475 to the school. But the items were not recorded in the store records. And management could also produce any evidence to show that the items have been consumed by the students. In another instance, NAFCO also supplied food items amounting to 14,397 to the school, which was also not accounted for. This brings the total unaccounted for food items to 302,872. The list is provided for in the report. The auditors recommend that the storekeeper, giftee, Issa, and matron, Victoria Mahmudu of the school, should refund the entire amount to the school. Have we been able to recover that amount from the two said persons?
No, Mr. Chairman. When the items were donated to the school wrote a letter acknowledging receipt of the items, because according to the former officers of the school, the donors didn't want their names to be mentioned or recorded. So they wrote a letter acknowledging that, which we have here. But after the audit, we are told that the auditors advised the school to receive the items in the school's records. So the school used a ledger called donations to receive the items in the school ledger and posted same to the donations ledger, which we have inherited. Per that donations ledger, they have issued out the food items and they have been put to use, Mr. Chairman.
Anyway, let's separate the issues. Well, the first one is from the NGO, and the other one is NAFCO is the buffer stock thing. And that one should go straight into the stores of the school. So I don't see why that would become a problem for you.
Mr. Chairman, that of the NAFCO went straight to the stores because usually we go to the central location to pick the items, and it comes with the store receipt voucher, which is received by the storekeeper, endorsed by the school headmaster, as well as the bursar. That one, there were no problems much with it, but the problems had to do with the donations. So we have properly done that of the NAFCO. It is the component of the donation that had a problem which the auditors advised, and they did open the donations ledger appropriately.
Okay, let's find out from the auditors if the NAFCO one, they are fine by the arrangements as you are describing. So the national buffer stock one, I want us to clear that one. Then we can then look at the donation.
Honorable Chair, when we chanced on this information, we were a little bit surprised because there were no records to that effect. So the first thing that we advise them to do is to make sure that proper records have been kept with respect to items being received. We wanted to see where the items are, but they were not able to show us where the items are being kept. And for the one from the NGO, we pursued them. We wanted to know the name of the NGO. They never mentioned the name of the NGO. Neither did they show us where the items were being kept. So we were of the opinion that those items were not actually supplied to the school.
So,
they were supplied, but they were not used, yes, by the school, sir. Yes.
So you are talking about the two. The NAFCO one, and then the donation too.
All of them.
They don't have any records.
Exactly.
Chairman, so this is a matter for your determination.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Headmaster, when the auditors visited your school, you failed to name the NGO that made the donation, close to 300,000. Now you are before Public Accounts Committee of Parliament. You cannot continue to say that the NGO should remain anonymous. Tell us the name of the NGO that made the donation. Can you tell us?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't even know the name of the NGO because I was not there when this issue occurred. It was in my handover notes when I took over last year, September.
But the accountant, you were there at that time?
Mr. Chairman, I too wasn't there at the time.
Mr. Chairman, would you allow me to go on a bit? Okay. Mr. Chairman, this is very unfair, and it looks as if there is so much rot at that school. And we must deal with it, because the school authorities, could not continue to run the school, the way they want it. There is so much rot, so much corruption, no transparency in the administration of the school. And NGO is supposed, all NGOs are supposed to be non-profit making. They solicit help from sources, to do this kind of philanthropic services. So any NGO that makes a donation would want to go down on record, to even enable them to solicit for more help from others. And it's not even fair to the NGO that donated the items amounting to 288,000 plus. And you fail to disclose the name of that NGO to auditors. And you are telling us here that you don't know the name of the NGO. It's not fair. And Mr. Chairman, with the highest respect, I think this committee should take a very serious view of this matter. So I cede it to you, Mr. Chairman. It amounts to criminality.
Honorable Park.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, as you have done in the past, in situations like this, it would be important to find out the whereabouts of the officers who were in charge of managing the school when this occurred. And I have no reason to believe that they are not alive and well. And if they are, it may be proper for the committee to invite them. If they have to come to Sunyani or Accra to respond to what we are currently dealing with, I think it will be better. Because this doesn't portend well for goodwill doers. And so I agree with what my senior colleague has said. We must take a very serious view of this issue, because these officers obviously are limited in terms of the responses that they can provide. Grateful.
Yeah, Headmaster, when did you report into the school?
Mr. Chairman, on the 20th of September last year.
2023.
2023.
And you received handing over notes.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Was this issue in the notes?
This issue was not there, but it was with my accountant, and together we decided to work on it.
Accountant, when did you report to the school?
May 2023.
May 2023. And during the audit, this 2022 audit, were you at post?
No, Mr. Chairman.
But you received handing over notes from your predecessor?
Yes, Chairman.
And in that notes were this particular issue about the NGO?
No, Mr. Chairman. This never came to the handover notes. There was no mention of outstanding things like this.
So how did you come to brief the headmaster? Because he said you briefed him.
Yes, I briefed him based on the management letter that we inherited. We realized that there were outstanding issues, and realized that some issues were selected for the Auditor General's attention or notes. So decided to work on it. So when he took over, I told him that these are some outstanding issues that we need to deal with.
Have you ever been curious to find out who the NGO, what the NGO was? Have you ever been curious? I'm asking both of you.
With your permission, I have a letter that they wrote acknowledging receipt of the items. So with your permission, I can pick that up from my bag.
What's the name of the NGO on that letter?
Mr. Chairman, I'm unable to remember the name.
But you have it on letter?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Very interesting. So, Mr. Accountant, is the storekeeper at post?
Mr. Chairman, the storekeeper has been reposted to another school.
Which school?
Gory Senior High Technical School.
Gory. How about the matron? Is she at post?
The matron is at post, Mr. Chairman.
Where is the accountant? Where is he posted to?
The accountant is at Begu School for the Deaf.
Which school for the deaf?
Begu.
Begu.
Begu School for the Deaf.
For the deaf. One of the previous headmaster?
The former headmaster is on retirement.
Mm. Which part of Navrung, Bolgatanga is the school located?
It is within the Talisi district. Big Boss is on your way to Bolga. When you are entering Bolga, it's on your right.
Oh, when from here going to Bolga?
From here going to Bolga, before you negotiate Tongo, you will get, after the 10 to Tongo, the next building is the school. It's very conspicuous.
Before you get to Zamse?
It's far from there.
Far?
Far from Zamse.
Okay. And where my car was? Oh, okay. What's your problem? What's your problem?
Why you cast my back? I can't.
Let's have the letterhead. We'll get the name of the NGO that donated the items. Yes, let's have it. Clark, get a document for us. All right. This is on an NGO. This is a limited liability company. We know the company. We know the company. And I think that we need to get to the management of this company and let them know that the donation they have made didn't go to the intended purpose. There is the need for some action to be taken from the headquarters of GES on these people that are involved in this. It is clear that no record at all for all these items donated. So once there is no record, the student didn't benefit from this donation. Definitely there is a need for a further investigation so that the people who will be found guilty should be punished. There's a need for a further investigation in this matter. But we as a committee will make our recommendation also in a report. So clerk, take note of that and come for the documents. All right, let's move to the next one. Paragraph 516, Honorable Isaac Opoku.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, 516 is about failure to remit taxes withheld. And Bolgatanga, you made 25 payments. The total amount involved is 390,237.53 cedis. And you failed to remit the tax component of 11,749.50 Ghana cedis to GRA. Have you been able to do that?
Mr. Chairman, we have been able to pay the tax that was deducted and withheld.
Auditors, any confirmation?
Honorable Chair, we don't have any documents to that effect.
Do you have the evidence available with?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have copies of the receipt here with me.
Can you make them available after your discharge?
Thank you, Chairman.
Your relationship with auditors is not good. If not you, as a new administration, maybe the previous one. So once we are in charge now, can we improve on the relationship with auditors?
Chairman.
That'll be all for you, your discharge.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Let's have the following schools to take the oath. Batanga Technical Institute, come forward to take the oath. One school for the deaf. They've come already. Then, they wrote it twice. First one, they wrote deaf, D-E-A-T-H. The second one, they wrote D-E-A-F. Kaliu has also come already. You are repeating the same school. St. Augustine, that has also come already. Why are you repeating the same schools? Okay, Zabila Senior High. Gory Senior High.
I will chair. Bolga Technical, they are in.
They haven't taken the oath, so all of them are going to take the oath now.
They said they took. I think you called them, but they were not around. No, we are around. You are around.
I didn't call them when we were taking the oath. I didn't call Bolga Technical. I have my record here. So by my record, you haven't taken the oath. But you're not going, you will take the oath now, and then we'll deal after you. So all the schools join him to take the oath. Congo Senior High. Boku Technical Institute. Sandeman Senior High Technical. Zungu Senior High Technical. Do we have Azantilo Senior High? Yes. Join. Awe Senior High. Chiana Senior High. Fumbisi Senior High. Is Fumbisi here? Kanjanga Senior High. Sandema Senior High Technical. Sandema Senior High Technical.
Same as Azantilo said.
Oh, same as Azantilo?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Oh, really? All right. Is there any other school that I have not mentioned? What is the name? Navrongo. Okay, join. Oh, Navrongo I've mentioned first. Okay, Navrongo. OLL. Okay, join them. Which one? Okay. Tongo. Okay. All right. Clerk, administer the oath.
In the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
Touching the matter in issue.
Touching the matter in issue.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you very much.
So, BGA Technical Institute, kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Honorable Chair, I am Ulo Senior, Principal, BGA Technical Institute.
I am James Atiayangma Kulku, Accountant, BGA Technical Institute.
All right, you have two issues here. The first one, paragraph 490, Honorable Apak.
You are welcome. The first issue is unreturned textbooks. And for BGA Technical Institute, the auditors have indicated 115 students who have not returned some 330 books. And the corresponding amount assigned is 9,000 900. Have you been able to recover the 330 textbooks?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
All of them?
All of them, Chairman.
Auditors, can you confirm that 100% has been achieved?
All the books have been achieved.
Mr. Chairman, this is very impressive. I yield to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Your second one is Bolga Central Technical Institute.
Mr. Chairman, it's a different school altogether.
It's a different school?
Yes.
Bolga Technical Institute.
And Bolga Central Technical Institute.
Wow. Do we have the Central Technical Institute here? Do we have them here? Which means that you have only one issue, and that will be all for you. You are discharged.
Chairman.
Yeah, you are discharged. So, Zabila, Senior High. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
My name is Richard Akumba Sayabila, Headmaster, Zabila Senior High Technical School.
I'm Patrick Abari, Zabila Senior High Technical Accountant.
All right, you have one issue, paragraph 477. It will be done by Samson, Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On end salary, amount involved 26,167.28. 2 officers, recommendation. You are supposed to recover the money from them.
This amount is for 2 schools, not 1.
Oh, sorry. In your case, it's just one person, Gordon Abindaba. And for 5 months, and the amount is 12,863. The reason for separation is that he has resigned. Have you been able to recover the money?
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. We paid back out of the 5 months, 2 months' salary were paid back by the bank. In fact, what happened was that he took appointment with the Department of Social Welfare in February. Then he wrote to resign in May. And his resignation letter said that he was going to resign on the 30th of June. So when I received his letter, this teacher, his track had gone off. In the double track, his track had gone off. So when he wrote to resign, that was when I got to know that he had even taken an appointment letter with the Department of Social Welfare. But he said he was going to resign on the 30th of June. But I got information from him that he had reported on the 31st of May in the Social Welfare Department in Binduri. It's just the next district. So I got the letter at the time we had already validated the June salary. So I immediately wrote to the bank for the June salary once he had reported in May for the bank to pay back the June salary. The bank paid the June salary back. Unfortunately, in the July, the salary came, but the bank paid back again because I had already returned to the bank. So the outstanding 3 months is the months in which he had not even reported in his new place. So the issue was reported. He himself also wrote to, replied to the query because he, in February, his track went off. So he was not in school. The auditor's argument is that when they went through the attendance sheet for March, April, May, his name was not in the attendance. So once he was in possession of an appointment letter, then he should pay those monies back. But his track was actually off. And when the teacher's track is off, they don't come to school. But we reported the matter, and we asked that, I think even Yoko even invited him, and also went into the matter. They have not written back to me the development, but at the time I got to realize, I immediately made sure that those monies were paid. And the fact that he was still off, all those who are off track, you assume that they are still workers. And if the person doesn't even brings it to your notice, you will not even know. The last thing is that, of course, because it's social welfare, there was no way he could even collect double salary. Because when he went and reported in May, that the social welfare people told him that if he doesn't resign, they cannot even input him. So he wrote and resigned, and that was what we did. Thank you, Honorable Chairman.
So it means that if you say the teacher's track is off, it means that the teacher is still allowed to be paid, to take salary.
Yes, they are on holidays. It's like they are on holidays.
Because you know the double track is not clear to some of us in Ghana.
Yes.
Okay. Then, Mr. Chairman, I don't know how to handle this case, but it seems the man didn't take any double salary. Yeah. And he was...
The issue is not about double salary. Or is it about double salary?
It's on end.
It's on end salary.
Yes.
So it's not double. So he didn't take the money.
Yes.
Auditors, we've listened to the explanation from the head. And have you have a similar explanation, and what is your position on that?
Honorable Chair, we are hearing the explanation for the first time, and we still stand by our recommendations. Thank you.
You still stand by your recommendation, even though he claimed that 2 months have been returned by the bank. You need evidence to that before you can still stand by your recommendation.
Yeah, Honorable Chair, we are saying that because this is the first time we are hearing this explanation.
Okay. So you need a reconciliation. You need to do a reconciliation. First, to establish that 2 months' salary have been returned by the bank. And then 2, get a confirmation that his track was off. So all teachers on that same track receive salaries. So if his track was off at that time, he's also entitled to receive salaries. It is when he reported to the new posting or office, his salary should cease from GES from that point. Once those things are established, then we'll roll the matter out. But if there's a confirmation that while he was receiving salary at the new position, he was, or within that 3 months that I'm talking about, he received salary at that new position also, then he can refund the one he received from GES.
Well noted, Honorable Chair.
Headmaster, have I spoken your mind?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
It's free consultancy.
Thank you. Thank you.
That'll be all for your discharge.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Gory. Let's have Gory Senior High Technical School. Gory. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
I am Elizabeth Paga, headmistress of Girls Senior High Technical School. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. You are cited for 2 schools, should pay a total amount of 83,632.58 for damages caused to the school's properties. However, management of the two schools have not been able to recover the amount from this money from the students.
Honorable Chairman, we have not been able to collect all. The reason being that the time we were given permission to collect the money for the SHS, the third year students at that time had left. So the letter instructed that and we wrote for their results to be blocked. And we were given the letter, in the SHS letter, we were instructed that as they come to pick documents from the school, such as certificates, testimonials, and then others, we should continue to collect. And that is what we have done. So out of the total amount, we have been able to collect 9,701 Ghana cedis, living with about 74 students. So a total of 8,066 Ghana cedis yet to be collected from the students. So as they come in to pick their results and their testimonials, we collect. So collection is still ongoing.
Auditors, can you confirm the recovery of 9,000 plus?
Honorable Chair, we can confirm an amount of 9,701 Ghana cedis recovered, leaving a balance of 8,066.
Okay, so you continue to implement the strategy and recover the rest of the money.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Your other issue is paragraph 490, ranking member. We'll take it.
490. The infraction is uncollected textbooks and unreturned textbooks. In the case of Gory, 74 students have 230 books costing 6,900 cedis, and you have been asked to collect the books or the money. Have you done that?
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. We have been able to collect 1,590. The remaining balance of 5,310 Ghana cedis, the collection is still ongoing. When they come to pick their results and others, we normally ensure that the payments are made before they are given their documents.
Auditors, can you confirm the collection?
Honorable Chair, confirmed.
Madam, how many students have you collected from so far?
So far, we have collected from 53 students.
And that has yielded only 1,500.
Yes, please.
And out of 74 students?
The remaining 177.
177?
Books.
I don't get it. You said you have collected from 53 students.
We have retrieved 1,590 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
Taking care of 53 books.
53 books?
Yes, please.
Okay.
The balance left is 5,310 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
And the books for that amount are 177.
Okay, continue. Continue with your efforts. Continue with your efforts.
We are making efforts to
Thank you. Thank you. Continue.
Thank you.
That will be all for your discharge.
Thank you.
Just continue to recover the balance. Let's have Congo Senior High. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Gifty Ayamba, Headmistress, Congo Senior High School.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Primus Dong Ero, Accountant, Congo Senior High School.
Thank you for coming. You have one issue, which is an uncollected fines in respect of damages. So, Congo Senior High, 348 students took part in the riots. And the fine they are supposed to pay is 65,865.58. Have we recovered this amount from the students involved? Use the mic.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Out of the total number, 332 students have paid. We actually wrote to WAEC for them to block the results, which was done, and that enabled us to retrieve the amount from the 32 students. We are hoping that when they come for their results and other documents, we will recoup the rest.
How much have you recovered in terms of the 332 students?
In our case, our amount was 421 cedis each per student. So we've retrieved 139,772 Ghana cedis.
Which is even more than the figure in the reports. All right, auditors, can you confirm this?
Honorable Chair, this particular issue is to do with student debt tests.
This one?
Yes. It's debt tests arising from non-payment of school fees, but not fines.
No, but that is what I'm reading.
Yes. Actually, when they were compiling the report in Accra, they made a mistake and made it from routing, but it's rather student debt tests out of non-payment of
So
school
what
fees.
of the Gory one too? Is it also debt
No,
test?
the Gory one is routing.
Okay. All right, so it's left with only 16 students. All right. As and when they come to transact business with the school, you recover the money from them. Auditors, can you confirm?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Auditors, can you confirm?
Yes, it's confirmed.
All right, that will be all for Congo. You are discharged.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Let's have Boku Technical Institute. Do we have Boku Technical Institute? Okay. What of Batanga Central Technical Institute? Do we have them? Batanga Central?
No, please.
Sandeman Senior High Technical? Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
My name is Akoktu Solomon, headmaster of Ulo Senior High Technical.
I'm Adanga Kofi.
That's the new name.
Azantilo.
Yes, the school is now known as Ulo Senior High Technical School.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Adanga Kofi, the accountant.
Okay. So if that is a new name, Azantilo Senior High Technical School, your first infraction is about unreturned textbooks. Azantilo Senior High Technical School. 252 students owe the school 731 books, amounting to 21,930. You are to recover the money or the books from the student. Have you?
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. Yes, we've been able to collect 641 books, leaving 40 books, and 50 books. The money was collected for 50 books, amounting to 1,500. And we use the collection of certificates to retrieve the money. So with the 40 books that are left, we're going to use the certificates to collect those monies.
Auditors, can you confirm that 641 books were retrieved, 50 books were paid for, and outstanding 40 books to be collected?
Honorable Chair, we can confirm the payment of 1,005, but for the number of books retrieved, we don't have the information with us.
Mr. Headmaster, you haven't given the information to the teacher, to the auditors, sorry. You haven't given the information to the auditors, the retrieval of 641 books. Should have given the information to come and verify the books.
Honorable Chair, I think the information was given to them at a later hour that they couldn't come to the school to confirm.
So, auditors, you have to go and verify. And if it is confirmed, then the outstanding book is only 40, which you must continue to retrieve from the students. The next one is paragraph 481, Honorable Isaac Opoku.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, 481 is about unearned responsibility allowance. You paid 13 teaching staff responsibility allowance of...
Sorry, Chairman.
Yes.
That will be for Sandeman Senior High School, please.
Sandeman Senior High.
Yes, please. The issue
All right.
being raised.
So as you hold on.
Yeah, hold on. All right, so then, Zantilo, we are done with you. You are discharged.
Thank you, Chairman.
Let's have Sandeman Senior High now.
Sandeman
Senior High. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
My name is Robert Yelone, Headmaster Sandeman Senior High.
And now for Hebrews, the accountant.
All right, so Honorable Isaac, you can now answer the question.
Yes, thanks. Thank you, Chairman. Yes, Sandeman, 13 teaching staff were unduly paid responsibility allowance of 12,617.58 Ghana cedis. The recommendation is that the headmaster should halt further payment of the allowance and recover the amount from the officers concerned. Have you been able to recover the said amount?
Thank you, Chairman. We've taken steps to stop the further payment of the allowance, responsibility allowance, and we have recovered about 5,200 from the teachers. I think about 4 teachers are still outstanding. But let me indicate that instead of the 13 teachers, there were supposed to be 12, because one had an appointment to a sister senior high school as an assistant headmaster in 2020. But his name was still on our payroll because they had no management unit. And we made this clear to the auditors. Thank you.
This audit was in 2020. 2022, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Why
Chairman.
has it taken so long for you to recover is the 12,000 correct, or the 12,000 is also not correct?
Thank you, Chairman.
You are disputing the number of staff. You said it's 12 instead of 13.
Yes, please.
What about the amount involved? Will it be reduced by 1?
Thank you. It will be reduced by 1.
So
that is
what is the
2,300.
How much?
2,300.
So the total amount will be 10,400 and
yeah, 10,227.
Well, have you brought this anomaly to the attention of the auditors?
Yes, please.
Auditors, have you been able to reconcile the figures?
Honorable Chair, as we speak, the amount that they say they've retrieved, we don't have any information to that effect. And the information he's talking about, we are also not privy to those informations. Thank you.
Mr. Headmaster.
Yes, sir.
Do you have the information you are providing? Do you have evidence to that effect? Do you have it with you now?
Yes, please.
So you are saying 5,000 has been...
5,200
has been paid so far?
Yes, please.
And do you have payment arrangement, payment plan with the
rest
staff?
of the teacher? Yes, please.
You do?
We do.
Do you have evidence of that as well?
Yeah, we wrote to them to pay before the middle of this year. That is June. So we are hoping that by June.
Yeah, but do you have copies of those letters with you?
No, please. I don't have that copy.
Can you make them available when you go back? Can you make them available to the auditors?
Yes, sir, Chairman.
And auditors, you are unable to confirm the 5,000 recovery?
We've just been handed the documents from the district auditor, which indicates that 5,200 has been settled, and the receipt is here.
All right. So pursue the remaining and ensure that the total recovery is made. So, Chairman, that is where we are.
Thank
Honorable.
you. Yeah, thank you, Mr.
Minister.
Chairman. Mr. Headmaster, so far as I'm concerned, the crux of the matter is not even the attempt you are making to recover the money. I'm not impressed about it one bit. This is supposed to be an internal arrangement, which is laudable, perhaps to motivate teachers. You pay them these allowances if you give them additional responsibilities. That is what the auditors have reported. So in the first place, if those teachers had not been given any additional responsibilities, what necessitated the amount that was given to them in the first place?
Thank you, Chairman. The affected teachers were hitherto given those responsibilities. We assigned them form masters, house masters, heads of department, but on a yearly basis, 2, 3, we do make changes. And when you make changes, you have to fill the inputs for stoppage of the allowance. And that is what we do. That has affected the said teachers.
Yes, but the auditors have reported that at the time of their auditing, the teachers had not been given any additional responsibilities. The auditors did not confirm any additional responsibilities given to them. That is why I am saying...
Honorable, the issue here is that in the past, these teachers were given responsibilities, and they were receiving these responsibility allowances. But when those responsibilities were taken from them, they should have stopped the payment of allowances to them, which they did not do at the time. That resulted in this money. So at the time that they received these allowances, they were not holding any additional responsibility.
Yes,
It's just like on earned salary.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, with the highest respect, we are talking about the same thing. You know, it means that something was wrong somewhere. They were paying these monies when at the time of the payment, no, there were no additional responsibilities.
Yes, there were no additional responsibility because they were holding those responsibilities in the past.
In the past.
They should have stopped it as and when the duty was taken away from them, but they didn't stop it. That resulted in this payment. Paragraph 504, Honorable Apak.
Grateful, Mr. Chairman. I'm actually disappointed that I didn't get to ask a question to Sandeman Secondary Technical School, now Azantulo, my alma mater.
Ask your question.
Where I was Azantulo as prefect.
I say ask your question.
Chairman, it's important. Chairman, the question is about procurement without procurement plan. In the case of Sandar Senior High School, alias Green, the auditors have recommended that you ensure to have a procurement plan. Do you have one in place now?
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. We have one in place.
Auditors, can you confirm that Sandema Secondary School now has a procurement plan, and Chairman passed by on Sunday?
I passed by your school on Sunday.
Yes, they have.
Mr. Chairman, the auditors have confirmed that they have seen the plan. I yield to you, Mr. Chairman. Since you are still conferring, may I indicate that the originator of the famous Bulsa Way, who was my headmaster at Sandema Secondary Technical School, now Azantulo, has passed to glory, but he lives on. We solve it the Bulsa way. Paul Asik, you live on as a legend.
All right, Sandeman Senior High, that will be all for you. You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman.
Zwarungu. Zwarungu. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
My name is Umuhari Abubakari, headmistress for Zwarungu Senior High.
I'm Sophia Moore Komlan Steven, accountant of Zwarungu Senior High.
You are welcome. You have an issue on paragraph 474. Unpaid rent. 25 occupants owe the school a total amount of 105,077 Ghana cedis, 57 pesos. Have you recovered the money from them?
Honorable Chair, no.
Not even a peso?
Reason being that they are all schedule officers.
They are all
schedule officers. And given additional responsibility, we think that it is a motivation for them to also be able to help us to instill discipline on the school compound.
the additional responsibility that they are holding, are they not receiving allowances? Are they receiving allowances?
Yes, please.
So you see what happened recently with the Sandeman Senior High. They were given additional responsibility and they were given allowances. And they pay rent. Why have you decided at Zorugu that in addition to allowances they receive as a responsibility allowance, they should take the rent in addition?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We were of the view that per the collective bargaining agreement for teaching staff in GES, Ghana Education Service, all staff who are on additional responsibility should be exempted from tax from the rent payment. And hence why we decided not to.
Director, internal audit, is that the situation?
Honorable Chair, no, we haven't come to that conclusion. That is why it is part of the discussion they are having with government now to be paid rent allowance to support them pay their rent. So in the past, it used to be that housemasters and senior housemasters and some staff who were on campus were given that dispensation just to motivate them to be on campus and ensure discipline. But with the tax rent and the issues coming, rent tax and issues coming up, that is not the situation now. Thank you.
Madam Head Mistress, have you heard the Director Internal Audit from GES headquarters?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
So which is opposing your position? You see? Yes.
Director, I want some clarification. Are you saying that you are now discussing the issue of rent, the issue of rent allowance? So therefore, the statute could remain. Is that what you are saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the teachers have raised, the teacher unions have raised an issue.
Yeah.
That teachers should be given rent allowance to support them. And once that has not been concluded, it is not a situation that anyone who is occupying government bungalow and for that matter has additional responsibility should not pay rent. That is not the situation.
That is the situation now.
No, that is not the situation.
But the issue about rent allowance has not been concluded.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So nobody has concluded that they shouldn't pay. It is not any directive that they shouldn't pay. Maybe at the school level, if they entered into some kind of arrangement, that's a different thing, but it's not across the country.
No, but you said that previously that was the arrangement. Once you were given additional responsibilities, the housemasters and senior housemasters, then you were not paying rent. You are now trying to change the situation, but you have not changed it.
Honorable Chair, I'm saying that previously, that is what they were doing at the school level.
Yeah.
That the headmaster would give this kind of motivation to teachers,
Okay.
especially the housemasters, senior housemasters. But with the issue of the rent tax, that came up and has appeared before, has come to this committee, and the discussion has gone on.
Yeah.
Nobody has given any directive that teachers should not pay rent.
Okay,
Nobody
thank
has
you.
given that
Thank you.
directive.
Ranking, this issue has come before this committee severally. And we have given a recommendation, a recommendation to GES. You remember that teachers refuse to pay rent. It even came on air, was discussed on some radio stations. So when we met on those issues, we asked the GES to go and take a policy, come up with a policy on how teachers who are on campus with additional responsibility apart from teaching, how they should handle their rent issue, whether they should pay rent or what. And that is what the data is referring to, that the discussion is still ongoing. But it has come to this committee again that those people who are given additional responsibility are receiving allowances for those additional responsibilities. So, since the decision or policy on rent payment by those teachers have not been concluded, they have to be paying the rent until decision is taken by government or policy is arrived at by government or GES. So, once they are receiving allowances for additional responsibility that they are carrying, for rent, they must pay. And Director Internal Audit, you also made a point that if the head of the school decides to do that, do you allow the heads of schools on individual basis to take those positions?
Honorable Chair, no. I said previously, heads were doing that. But with the issue of the rent tax and the discussions going on, we have not arrived at a conclusion as to who and who should pay what. So when we come out with that policy, and it is agreed that maybe assistant heads and housemasters should be exempted, and that's approved, then the heads can implement that.
So until that decision is taken, the teachers, the 25 teachers at Zwarungu Senior High School must pay this money. So Madam Headmistress conveyed this to the teachers, that they must pay until GES take a position on this.
Sorry, Chairman.
Yes.
Sorry, sir. Collective agreement for teaching staff within GES.
Okay.
Page 42,
Yeah.
section 19, staff accommodation. Accommodation may be provided to the following category of staff: headmasters, assistant headmasters, senior housemasters, principals, vice principals, head teachers, assistant head teachers, frontline deputy directors, and guidance and counseling officers and chaplains, and imams in second cycle institutions. Chairman, when this issue came up, headmistress informed me about it.
Yeah.
Then the teachers also wrote a petition to my office stating that with this document in their collective agreement, they will not be in position to pay any rent because it is clearly negotiated in their working condition. Chairman, the issue is this: 10% of your salary is supposed to be used when you are occupying government bungalow. But then when you look at the state of most of our facilities, 10% of an average teacher will be around 350, 400 cedis per month. But you can equally get a rent in town 100 cedis a month. So most of the teachers would like to opt out if you want to force them to pay 10% of their salaries. Meanwhile, we need these people to work and to be with the students. So anytime the teacher unions come with these issues, they would like to use this bargaining document and say, no, director, if that would be the case, they will only advise their members to opt out so that you will get people to be in residence with your student. And Chairman, these days, respectfully, being on campus is no longer a pleasant situation, because when there is a disturbance or disagreement, you will become an easy victim. So it's a very dicey issue, but thank God the director audit is here so that they will look at it so that we'll come to a very conclusive agreement on the issue. My fear is how you are directing the headmistress to go and let the teachers pay. I know tomorrow morning they'll be in my office again, that they wouldn't pay. That is my fear, respectfully, Chairman.
Definitely your office is for teachers to visit you with problems. So when they want to visit with a problem, you should be able to resolve it. I wanted to thank you for the new information that you have provided. And I think that the GES is delaying the process. Because the time that we gave this recommendation, you should have concluded on this issue long ago and take a firm position so that we know what to do. Yes. So we only recommend again that the GES should speed up the process and come to a conclusion that if the issue about the 10% will be too high for the schools, if there should be a decision solely for the schools on the percentage should be brought down to a level that will be encouraging for teachers to remain on campus, that should be done. That is also a policy. Because Minister of Finance gave the general directive for all government workers. But if you look at the situation peculiar to teachers, there should be some consideration for that. So that is something that GES must work on quickly.
Chairman, the issue at hand will require the Ministry of Education to engage the Ministry of Finance, because GES on its own doesn't have the capacity to deal with this matter. So it needs to be escalated to the level of the minister so that arrangements can be made to take into account what the collective agreement has indicated. I just wanted to add that to the directive that you have proposed.
Definitely the GES, knowing that they don't take those policies without the involvement of the Ministry of Education and probably the Ministry of Finance, cannot go beyond those two ministries. They will do that. They will do the right thing. It's implied. Paragraph 508, Honorable Ajay.
Thank you, Chairman. This one is an award of contract above the head of entity threshold. You awarded, Zungu Senior High School awarded contracts for the supply of outing uniform and then school uniform to two suppliers. Amounting to 117,700. And by the way, you know your threshold in this matter.
Yes, please, Honorable Chair.
And so the auditors are saying that you awarded a contract and the amounts involved were in excess of your threshold. So they are asking you to be sanctioned according to the provisions of Section 92 of Act 663. So, Chairman, this one is your baby. So you perhaps would have to deal with it.
Madam Headmistress, do you now procure based on your procurement plan, and then you ensure that all the procurement are competitive?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
That is the answer I'm expecting from you. Auditors, is that answer correct?
Honorable Chair, we are here to confirm.
All right, so you need to go and confirm to see if they do the right thing. So make sure you don't go beyond your threshold. If not, you'll be affected by this provision. Section 92 of the Act is to fine you 2,500 penalty units. And one penalty unit is 12 cedis. So 2,500 times 12 is what? 30,000. It's 30,000. Or to imprisonment of not more than 5 years, or to both. So depending on the judge, you can be in prison for 5 years and at the same time pay 30,000. So it's just not a punishment that we should joke with. Well, the Attorney General is not taking action on all that we have referred to in the past. So we are waiting for him to take action before we do further referral to him. So you are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Let's have Awe. Awe Senior High. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Honorable Chairman, I'm Reverend August Natanga, Headmaster, Ulo Senior High Technical.
I'm Dinah Sakiwa, accountant.
You're welcome. You have one issue concerning failure to remit taxes. You withheld taxes amounting to 1,080 Ghana cedis, 85 pesos, but you have not remitted it to Gira. You are asked to do so. Have you?
Honorable Chairman, we have done that.
Auditors, can you confirm?
Honorable Chair, confirm.
How are you are discharged?
Thank you, Honorable
Chana Senior High. Chana. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chair, I'm Ivy Beto Nasu, Headmistress, China Senior High School.
Honorable Chair, I'm Anyusa Akandasio Matthias, accountant.
Thank you very much for coming. You have one issue in the report, paragraph 524. Absence of title deeds of school lands. According to the auditors, China Senior High, located at Kasina Nankana West, Chiana, you don't have title deed, and the school too has not been fenced. Now, in order to avoid disputes which is associated with litigations and legal tussles, auditors recommended to management of the school to liaise with the district education office and the district assembly to obtain title deeds to the land. Have you been able to do so?
Honorable Chair, we have done that.
Auditors, can you confirm that they have title to the land, the school land now?
Honorable Chair, we don't have that information.
Honorable Chair, I said we have liaised with the district chief executive.
Okay. So what stage have you reached now in
Honorable
relation to the title deed?
Honorable Chair, we have written a letter, we have followed up, we brought it up to the Board of Governors. A committee has been set to follow up on the chief. That's where we have gotten to.
And the committee report hasn't come yet?
No, Honorable Chair.
How about fencing of the school land?
Honorable Chair, in 2022, we wrote a letter, but we've not had any response from the Director General.
How old is the school?
The school is 29 years old.
And no title deed to the land.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
One day, somebody will stand up and say the land belongs to him. So it's good you secure title to the land. So
Yes,
the
Honorable Chair.
committee should speed up work quickly and see what will come out of their work. I don't think you have too much control over this, so we cannot blame you. You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Fumbisi, Senior High. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I am Michael Adapium, Headmaster from BGA Senior High.
I am Evelyn, accountant from BGA Senior High.
Good. You have one issue, paragraph 516. You will withheld taxes you did not remit to Gira. Hey, the amount 750 Ghana. Have you remitted the money?
Duly honored.
So because of that, you drove from Fumbisi.
Well, that is it.
Did you use the road that connects to Yagaba?
No, we followed the Novrongo to Borwa.
So that bridge is not good.
Which one?
The bridge that you cross from Fumbisi to Yagaba.
Oh no, didn't pass that side.
But is the bridge good?
Somehow.
Why didn't you use that one to Wale Wale?
We had to pick somebody in Novrongo.
So that I know your area, Paul.
Yes.
All right, auditors, they've done that, right?
Yes, Honorable.
Okay. Fumbisi Senior High, you are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Kanjaga. Kanjaga Senior High. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I am Emmanuel Apoyen Akalari, Headmaster.
I'm Dennis Abaswe, the accountant.
Thank you for coming. You have two issues. The first one, paragraph 516, Vice Chairman will take it.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Chairman. Kanjaga, you withheld tax of 1,145 Ghana cedis. Have you paid this tax to GRA?
Thank you. Yes, the amount is even more than what is stated there. It was 1,455 cedis, and it was even paid, but we had not yet taken the GRA receipt, and that is why it was recorded. But we paid it the very month that the amount was withheld.
You paid it before the audit?
Yes, please.
And did you show any proof to the auditors during the audit?
The statement, bank statement showed that the money has been paid to GRA. And they saw that, but they said we don't have the GRA receipt.
Okay.
And that was the reason why they still captured it.
Auditors, could you confirm that, please?
Honorable Chair, the amount has been remitted. Thank you.
Paragraph 524, Honorable Sampson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The issue has to do here with the absence of title deed of the land. According to the auditors, where your school is cited, number one, you don't have title deed to the land, and number two, no fence wall. So to avoid land litigation and dispute, you've been advised to try and get the title deed, and two, to fence the school. Has that been done?
We're in the process, Mr. Honorable Chairman. We have the site plan. It's left with the other processes, so we are still on.
See, if you are invited to a committee and you have traveled all the way from BC to Tamale, and you say you are in the process, it's that you have not said anything. What stage are you? You are supposed to get what is blocking you from getting the title deed, and what is blocking you from not fencing the school wall. Because the issues are serious. Encroachers, when they get there, you won't get your land. So don't talk about process here. Tell us where you have reached and the effort you are doing to protect your school land.
Honorable Chair, I've written to the Assembly. I've informed the MP about the issue. We have worked and have the site plan, and it's left with the other processes. And that is why I said we are in the process.
Chairman, they said the MP is aware that they are in the process. And I know your MP is here. MP, you need to help them too. I don't know why you have written to attack. I don't know whether the Assembly can get you money to fence your wall. And then the title deed. There's a process. Why don't you go to lands and acquire that? Is it difficult getting the land title from Balga? I'm not sure. Do you need to pay money to get a land title? Is it expensive? I know it's not expensive. To get it from Balga. Chairman, the people are saying that there's a difficulty in getting money to pay for the title deed, and then to fence. All involves money. So, Chairman, we are in your hands. You know the place Kanjaga, we passed there 3 days ago, and they can easily encroach the place.
All right. Mr. Headmaster, do you have, you said a site plan. Do you have an indenture?
Not yet, Honorable.
They don't have anything. Because whoever gave you the land should give you an indenture and then a site plan with it. That's what you go with. Now, GES, this is a problem for most of your schools. Now, I have an elementary school in my constituency. Somebody is building right now on the school park because they don't have any paperwork. That could happen to them.
Honorable Chair, the situation is, normally when the community needs a school, they are quick to release land for the siting of the school. Unfortunately, they do not follow up to give documents like the indenture. And I think it's quite recently when the issue started coming to the Auditor General's report that attention has been brought to the fact that chiefs will have to give indenture to the schools and then for them to follow the processes of registration. So I think, Honorable Chair, we are doing that. The challenge that the schools have is actually the financial aspect. If anything at all, at least they could wall the land for a meantime while they pursue the registration. But that is also another challenge that maybe we can look at.
Somebody at the ministry who will help these headmasters process these things, because it's not easy for the headmasters. I mean, look, he has a side plan, but he doesn't have an indenture. Did he go to school to learn about that? Probably not. So you may have an attorney, either at the regional offices or somewhere, to help them. Because when we finish Accra lands, we are coming.
But before you come in, Director Internal Audit, it looks like the ministry is not taking the committee recommendations seriously. We have recommended that there must be a policy by government on acquisition of land for these schools. Whether the lands will be acquired by government for the schools or they should be acquired by the communities where the schools are located. That policy must come clear for the school to know. Now we don't know whether the schools, the community are to acquire the land or the government to do. That policy must also come. Look, Article 103 of the Constitution mandates Parliament to come out with committees, and the work of the committee will lead to policy changes, policy development, or even enactment of laws. We will make a recommendation. The recommendation will be adopted by Parliament, but ministries refuse to honor. Then we should dissolve Public Accounts Committee so that we know that we don't spend money to come around and do all this work, and no action is taken. Oh.
Grateful Chairman, as the Member of Parliament for Guus South, where Kanjaga is situated, I know the history of the school, and I know that the land was given by the chief. The challenge, obviously, is the lack of resources. The school, I know, has a myriad of challenges and is struggling to get by. So I would intervene to see what help I can offer so that we can get the processes fastened to get the needed documents. So I would take it upon myself to assist. Because the school has no way of generating any IGF. I mean, truly. So the headmaster is challenged. And I don't know that GS has any money sitting anywhere to support such a process. So I continue to sympathize with you. But you know I do my best. I will continue. Thank you, Chairman.
Honorable Chair, we appreciate the Member of Parliament for Abuja South. Thank you.
But as I said, Director, the ministry need to take some action on our recommendations.
Well noted, Honorable Chair. I will communicate that to the authority.
So that will be all for Kanjanga Senior High. You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Nabrongo Senior High. Minister. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Honorable Chair, my name is Mercy Babachuwe, Headmistress, Nabrongo Senior High.
I'm Zusain Edmond Paul, accountant.
Thank you very much. You have one issue, paragraph 524. Honorable Ajay Boatin will take it.
Thank you, Chairman. Nabrongo Senior High, you also have the same problem. But you are a very old school, so you shouldn't come to us with the same problem as Kanjaga and others. Mm-hmm. So you also don't have title to your lands. Have we made some effort?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yes, we have made efforts. We have since gotten the chiefs of the two communities to sign the title deed, and we have sent it to the Lands Commission, and they are working on it.
And the auditors are aware of the what you are talking about? I'm asking whether you have made the information available to the auditors.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Auditors, can you confirm for us, please?
Honorable Chair, yes, we can confirm that the chiefs in the area have since signed the 30 deeds, which has been submitted to the Lands Commission.
Chairman, work in progress.
You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
OLL. Our Lady of what? Can you introduce yourself to the committee?
Lutz. I'm Mary Amana Akampoy, Headmistress, Our Lady of Lutz, OLL.
I'm Edward Mape, Accountant.
Lutz. LOURDES.
You have one issue in paragraph 4, 516. It's about failure to remit taxes withheld. And your amount is 859.95. Have you remitted the money to Gira?
Yes, Chairman, we have done that.
Auditors, can you confirm?
Honorable Chair, confirm.
OLL, you are discharged.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
St. John's Integrated. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm Stephen Akuba, Headmaster, St. John's Integrated Senior High Technical School.
Mr. Chairman, I am Payara Abadri Johnson, Accountant.
Thank you for coming. St. John's, you also did not remit withhold taxes amounting to 8,247.40. Have you remitted same?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Auditors, can you confirm?
Honorable Chair, we don't have the information with us.
Do you have evidence of the remittance?
Mr. Chairman.
Kindly give them to auditors when you are discharged. After you are discharged, then you give it to auditors for verification. Your other issue is also failure to account for VAT. And the amount here is 1,387.56. You are to recover the money from the suppliers and pay to Commissioner General. Have you done that?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Auditors, can you confirm that one?
Honorable Chair, no evidence.
All right, so give all the evidence you have to the auditors for verification. You are discharged.
Mr. Chairman.
Let's have, is it Gambo Community Day Senior High? Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you, Chairman. I am Adatara Francis Ania, Headmaster, Gambo Community Day Senior High School.
I am Sally Asafia, the accountant.
Thank you for coming. You have first issue paragraph 490 unreturned textbooks. The 15 students owe 59 books. The value of these books is 1,770 Ghana. You have to recover the book from the students or retrieve the money from them. Have you done that?
Yes, Chairman.
Auditors, can you confirm recovery of the books?
Honorable Chair, we still have 4 outstanding.
4 books?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Headmaster, 4 books are still outstanding. Have you recovered them now? So show the evidence to the auditors, right? After you are discharged, you show the evidence to the auditors.
Thank you, Chairman.
The next one is paragraph 512. It's on failure to obtain alternative price quotation. The auditors noted that you procure uniform and outing attire, totaling 27,550 Ghana cedis from 2 suppliers without obtaining alternative quotation.
Honorable Chair, let me invite my accountant.
I haven't posed a question yet. The auditors recommended that the former headmistress, Anna Millicent Agamba, be sanctioned in line with Section 92 of RCC 3 as amended. Now, respond to the question. Have you sanctioned or have you taken any action on this recommendation?
Honorable Chair, if you permit me, I will ask that my accountant intervenes on my behalf.
All right, accountant, respond.
Thank you, Chairman. Please, Chairman, yes, it's true, it did happen. Gambo Community Day is a young and up-and-coming school. As at the time of contracting for the uniforms, we advertised all right, but because of our small numbers, suppliers were not interested. So even the 2 we got, we had to plead with those we know already elsewhere to help us. That is why this happened.
How did you do that advert?
We put notice on the school board.
School notice board?
Yes. And also try to tell the few suppliers we knew in our previous places. But the figures didn't encourage them to come. So we actually had to plead with 2 people, and they agreed. That is why we didn't have the other quotations attached.
But do suppliers come to the school to look on your notice board to see
usually
what advert you have there?
When we do that, we tell people, we tell those we know who are interested. Because we have worked elsewhere, we know 1 or 2 suppliers. And as a new school, we don't have a history of suppliers in the school. We now have to build that.
So how are you doing it now?
Now, we advertise.
Also on the school notice board?
Yes, and
In addition to the advert on the notice board, which other one?
yes, and word of mouth as well. But as we are growing, things are changing.
Well, if you have a list of contractors or suppliers, you can write to them and ask them to submit quotations. Okay?
Chairman, thank you.
Auditors, you only need to assist them and advise them so that they do the right thing. I'm not sure that this should be an issue we should refer to anybody. Paragraph 524, absence of title deed of school lands. So, what is the spelling of the name of the community? What is the spelling?
Gambibgo.
Gambibgo.
Yes, Chairman.
Okay. Gambibgo. Where is it located?
Bolga East.
Bolga East. Who is the MP for that area?
Honorable Dominic Ayene.
Doctor, okay. All right, so you also don't have title deed to the land.
Yes, yes, Chairman.
What are you doing about that?
Based on the auditor's advice, we wrote to the Assembly and copied the district director, Bolga East. So far, we've been able to acquire the land site, the site plan.
The site plan.
And that's where we have gotten so far.
How about the indenture?
We haven't gotten that one.
Who prepares the site plan?
Well, when I took over last year, May, so I went through the records. And I saw that they got the site plan. But I believe it's the Assembly that does it.
Madanda, okay. But the indenture must be signed by the owners of the land. So the indenture must also be prepared. The Assembly can help with the information from the donors of the land, prepare the indenture, then the chiefs or those people who donated the land will sign. Then you can then take it to the Lands Commission for processing. Can we work on that?
Yes, Chairman.
All right, that'll be all for you. You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable.
Let's have Tongo. Tongo Community Day Senior High. And kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Honorable Chairman, I am Apana Thomas Akolgo, headmaster, Tongo Senior High Technical School.
I'm Atua Emmanuel, the accountant.
Thank you for coming. Tongo, you'll be taken by ranking member paragraph 524. Ranking.
Thank you, Chairman. The absence of title deed to your land. So, where have you reached in the process?
Honorable Chairman, we have written letters to the MP, Talensi, and the District Assembly. And we have made some follow-ups. What we got now is that the Assembly sent a surveyor to come and map the area. And we have the mapped document here. They have promised that they will follow up to make the site plan, and we'll see how we can prepare the indenture and continue with the processes. This is how far we have gone.
You said the Assembly sent some surveyors to do some.
Yes, sir.
Some maps.
They mapped the area.
Okay. And then, but you don't have the site plan?
Not yet. But they promised that they will come and do the site plan.
Assembly, they are busy. If you don't chase them, they won't come over. It's not their baby.
We have been.
It's your baby.
We have been on them, seriously.
This report is in 2022. We are in 2024, and so far we have only have some drawings, as we put it. You have not been on them.
Honorable Chairman.
Improve your efforts. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
That'll be all for Tongo. You are discharged. Do you have any other school that I'm not mentioning?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman.
Thank you too. Any other school left? All right, that'll be all for us for the day. Tomorrow we are expecting all senior high school from northern, northeast, and savannah regions, as well as the district assemblies from the 3 regions. And the committee sitting is hereby adjourned to tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the forenoon.